Good morning. Last night I'm not going to pull any cards for this reading. I have no intention of pulling any cards. However, Spirit has its own idea of what needs to happen at this table, so we'll see where this goes. But I have some things in mind, and the first one is last night I recorded a fucking amazing Divine Feminine video. That ended up being a follow-up to yesterday morning's collective message. So, if you're watching this on YouTube and you go to my TikTok, you will see, I did part 2 and I just did it as the card groupings and then put like a little description. But it was awesome. It was about recovering your sovereignty through the woundings of having woundings of being over sexualized as a woman. So check out my TikTok to get that. So the next thing I was thinking about was the primary thing that I was thinking about is self-care is so important, and it's especially important for a Virgo. And self-care, means housekeeping and tidying things up or whatever, but I've struggled with that part of existence for a very long time because I'm a Virgo cusp Leo. And the Leo, while raising children, was like, fuck it, kids make messes and these kids need to learn to clean up their own messes, and I'm also really ADHD, so I just sit things wherever and leave them, but then the Virgo side of me hates the chaos of all of that, right? So anyway, I haven't cleaned this house in a couple of weeks, really cleaned it, because I've got packing that needs to happen, and I wanted to clean each room as I packed each room, and I kind of went into a mental shutdown about it. A big mental shutdown about it, and I've just been living with piles of things everywhere. So today's going to be the day that I'm going to tackle my bedroom, because I need to do this in order of least importance in my daily life to most important. So my bedroom is the first priority because I need to get rid of a bunch of clothes, and I mainly live in my work clothes anyway, so work clothes and pajamas. Yeah, so I don't exactly understand why I needed to talk about that. Because I'm just doing laundry now, and the biggest part of the mess in the house is I've been washing clothes and not folding them and just leaving the clean clothes in piles everywhere. And I left a pile in the living room for Sai to take care of the other day, but she didn't, because she's supposed to be helping me, and she didn't. So I've had to regroup my thinking because of that. Because I'm a little pissed off at her, but I don't want to project. So I just figured, since I don't have training today and for dog training, and I'm off and I'm home, I'm going to start doing some of this. We've got the Nectar at the bottom of the deck. The sweetness. The comic the flame, the mirror, oh, something here about the flame reflecting, because the moon doesn't give off its own light. It can only reflect the sun's light when we don't see the sun. The comic. 26. The Joker, the Clown, the Fool. The comic carries a remedy for all that ails this world. Amid the deepest pain and suffering, there is always the potential to lift up and out of the darkness through laughter. Though dismissed by some as lowbrow or unsophisticated, this archetype actually has a highly advanced mind. Some may use the word genius, as humor requires one to be seen. As humor requires one to see the situation from afar rather than to be swept up by the drama. The comic sees and accepts the messiness of life, using it as material to be mixed and shaped into a potion to soothe the stressed and serious mind. They literally lighten us up. Thus, within the comic is usually the sage or the magician, working healing magic upon any audience who will lend an ear. The comic may be the archetype that heals the deep division in our world, one pun at a time. I'm thinking about the Heyoka, the sacred clown. The comic has plenty of shade to throw on others, and it can fall into shadow at the drop of a hat. Beware their sharp claws. Joy, jokes, and smiles are signs of a happy heart. Be wary of spiritual practices or teachers who leave the comic by the wayside. The laughing Buddha. Okay, so the comic, the flame, the mirror, nectar at the bottom. It's 58. It's 13. Fair enough. The nectar. Is that one of the ones that's not in here? Show enough. Anyway, just trust me when I tell you the nectar has to do with the sweetness. The sweetness that life brings. Okay, put this here. What do we want? Can we use this deck? Okay. I think some of us need a little more whimsy in our lives. Okay, so the comic, The Flame in the Mirror. Something about the comic shining the light to reflect on others. Okay, this is someone who's bringing sweetness to a situation. Balance, bringing balance to the situation. Lighting up roots in people. Root chakra, solar plexus. So you're like a catalyst. tell me about the comic. One more. We've got the Chariot and the Two of Wands. Your energy is like expansive and forward moving. And it's exactly the energy that's needed as you're reflecting to others what they need to see in themselves. You're reflecting their own light. Tell me about the flame. The Tower. One more. Thank you. Okay. The Tower and the... Oh, I'm going to show you these cards. ADD. Okay. The Two of Wands. This is why we need some more whimsy in our life. And the Chariot. Okay, so the flame. We've got the Tower and the Ten of Wands. In the past, your flame was uncontrolled and chaotic. And you had many, many towers because of mental traps, confusion, stress, and anxiety. But now, that becomes the lesson. It becomes the spark that lit your flame. These are the lessons that you are able to reflect to others because you lived it. Sorry about the flies. The door has been open for 2 days. The windows are open. And there's just flies in the house. Anyway, tell me about the Mirror. The Ace of Pentacles. And the Eight of Cups. The Mirror. The Ace of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. Well, because now you're a mirror instead of a projector, you're able to plant seeds of inspiration in other people, giving them opportunities to start to be able to see themselves. It's also giving you, you know, in these lessons and tower moments that you went through, it's also giving you the opportunity to walk away from the seeds that might not sprout. Now, at the bottom of the deck is the King of Cups. The Moon. The Six. And the Seven of Cups. I also saw the Nine of Pentacles, so I'll take it. All right. The Nectar, right? The sweetness. Yeah, it may look like you're a walking tower moment, that you're creating all this chaos in people's lives, but, you know, it's the medicine. Oh, and that's why I thought about the Heyoka when I was reading the comic. It's the medicine for other people. Look, the moon with the King of Cups. Okay. The illusion is that the moon is shining its own light. However, you are the moonlight that's guiding these sailors out of the darkness. Metaphorically speaking. The reflection of the sun that is leading people through their emotions. You got the 6 and the 7 of Cups, and the 8's also out here. The 6 of Cups, nostalgia, the inner child, the 7 of Cups, options and choices and illusions being illuminated by the moonlight for other people. Showing them the importance of their inner child and letting it out to play. And then teaching them who the fuck that they need to walk away from. The 9 of Pentacles. It's the medicine that they need to be able to do this for themselves, to give them their independence. Because it's how you did it. Not everybody deserves your energy, and sometimes that's the medicine. All right, I love you guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Later.